Hello everyone, welcome to Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional one for today's systems only. The next one we're going to talk today would be Ethereum ticker ETH. First, I want to say happy Saturday, everybody. Have a great week, by the way. Respect to recording time of 9 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum currently trading $4,308, up about 0.22% so far. Respect to overall crypto market, we can clearly see that we just kind of trade on a sideways fashion, not really doing much, right? And this is very typical on a Saturday morning. Knowing the fact it's still technically 9 a.m. on the Eastern Time, so we're still relatively early as the North American region start to wake up. However, with respect to Cardano, it seems like we are contemplating on going to the next level of $2 right now, testing the $1.91, right, up about close to 3% so far. And on the media front, I could see that there's some news, that are more recurring regurgitation news related to Ethereum. But two specific news are more substantive than others, so we're gonna dive into those in a bit. So the first one on decrypt. I'm having some brain fog this morning, and I think you could probably hear from my voice. I'm a little deeper today. I think my throat is just I think I'm like my body's getting through it. My energy level is okay, but like I'm still like kind of tired, right? Maybe it's just because I just woke up, or I didn't have my cup of coffee yet, or things like that. But I definitely sound very different. I could literally hear it, which is quite interesting. I could hear the difference between my voice. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's maybe my ears are like kind of messed up right now too, because of my I don't know if I have a cold or something like that. I didn't have a chance to go to a doctor yet, but I probably need to. If the Dayquil and the Nyquil and the Advil and the cough medicine don't work out for me. I hope I'm okay. I think I'm okay because my energy level is like okay. So if I'm okay, I guess I'm okay, right? So with respect to the first news on Decrypt about 13 hours ago, I'll talk about DeFi users lost about $10.5 billion to fraud in 2021, mostly on Ethereum, per the reports. So with respect to the amounts that they see in this report, and they have listed out here in terms of their calculations, they're approximated to be about $1.5 billion in Ethereum-related accounts that were lost last year, specifically in 2021. What last year? So this seems to be something off here. So 2021 is not completely finished yet, right? Maybe they talk about last year, like 2020, $1.5 billion in loss. But anyway, still a lot of money, that is just vaporized or vanished from no, like, to, which is detrimental to the poor investors that, put their life savings into investing into crypto, right? And, the privacy concerns and these type of a regulatory infrastructure is something that we definitely need to further implement it on. It needs to be further established to become more sophisticated. It seems like there are a lot of hacking and cybersecurity concerns that's going on that people lost collectively $10.5 billion. I mean, that's not a joke. That's a lot of money. Just basically washed down to the drains. And being collected by these criminals, which is not something that I mean, $10.5 billion. It seems like that's just a lost cause. Like, how do you even think about recuperating that? That's just insane. You know what I'm trying to say? So the next one's on Bazinga about 17 hours ago. Talk about Ethereum hands on to the support level and needs to catch a nice bounce for us to continue the rally that we're seeing right now. So this is related to a technical analysis I've been talking about. So we'll dive into that in a bit, right? And then the last news that I see on here that's really worth mentioning is about 8 hours ago. Talk about on Bitcoin is. This is something we heard from Bazinga yesterday already, right? that Times Magazine, right, the publishing company based in America, or globally even, will hold Ethereum on the balance sheet as part of a new deal, right? So it seems like this media giants is following the footsteps of other corporations that are holding crypto into their balance sheets, right? But they specifically address that they will be holding Ethereum only, which is quite interesting. They didn't say anything about Bitcoin or Dogecoin or other coins, but they only specifically talk about Ethereum, which is something we appreciate, right? Because we are collectively investors in Ethereum, right? And we support one another. So that's great for us to collectively hear that this is something that they're putting the stamp of approval next to. So hopefully you could hear me okay, by the way. I know I'm sounding a little bit muffled today. Maybe it's my ears, maybe it's my voice collectively, but let's just dive into the technicals. So right now, Ethereum right now is up about 0.41%. You could see that clearly we try to rebound as we test to the below 4,000, which we got to the 3,950, which at that point we were at the 38.25. So we were like just touching the hair of the oversold level, right, which subsequently incentivized investors to buy back in because of the consolidation level that we see here from October 20th all the way to the 28th, which have consolidated for about a week or so, right? And then like right now we're just basically sustaining the current level to try to recuperate or recirculate the dollars back into Ethereum to further sustain the rally going forward, right? Because we are technically still in the bullish sentiment, but we have to understand, right? Is this a cup and handle, or is this a downward wedge, or is this a head and shoulder pattern? It seems like on a preliminary perspective, we are forming some sort of a head and shoulder. This is the head, right? And this is the shoulders, right? But we have not completely formalized the shoulder pattern yet. So we have to keep an eye out on. And to do that is to, not confuse yourself, but by to dollar cost average at the logical level that we identified below, right? Which are the levels that I keep mentioning over and over again that are below identified in the blue lines, right? Respect to Bitcoin right now, we are at the 43 out of 70. So we were, selling down to the 38.50. So like again, like it's comparable to Ethereum momentum. So right now, I think maybe dollar cost averaging a little bit is not a terrible idea. Much better than the days before when we were like $10,000 above, right? So I think ideally by if we're gonna continue this momentum, maybe dollar cost average now, or as we get further down to maybe 52 to obviously 48 to 43, these are all the respectable levels to dollar cost average as well. That's just logically speaking, right? Dogecoin right now, again, right, the 23 to the 20 cents would be a good level to dollar cost average. So Dogecoin is not a terrible level to dollar cost average at the moment. Cardano right now, it seems like it's reversing, trying to reverse. It seems like it's a cup and handle. So it seems like there's more bullishness coming. You could see that we clearly tried to get to the $2, but we couldn't. We got to 195, which is very common level for people to sell off, right? You could see that because of the fact that we do have a wall that we have above that's formed. So it's just struggling to go above 195. If we break it, we go to $2, right? And I think right now, the dip was basically 170, which I know some of you guys actually got in, so congratulations. But right now, I'll probably just wait until we get confirmation. But it seems like we are reversing. We are about to form another. If we're gonna match up the two lines again, this is gonna be a golden cross, and we're gonna leap up to $2 all over again. Solana right now is at the 50 out of 70 on the RSI scale. So ideally, again, I keep saying Solana, right? That we should be buying somewhere around like the 130 to 113. Right now, these are still very relatively fluff in the air with lack of substance. So definitely be cautious. Solana, if you believe in long term, this is a good investment opportunity. But right now, I think we have better opportune times for us to capture this growth potential going forward. XRP right now down about 0.18%, just struggling between 101 to 110. So we are on the verge of breaking 109 to 110. So if we break 109 to 110, we're gonna go up from here to the 117, which is basically trying to get to 120 as the next level. And I think that's possible. But right now, I think again 105 to 101 is still the dip, right? Polkadots right now again is the 33 to the 25 level would be the right level dollar cost average at. I think we are kind of below the previous consolidation zone, so I don't suggest buying now. But we are at relatively depleted level, 43 out of 70, so it's not terrible, but it's not best either. You're basically betting, do we break this wall or do we not break this wall? So something to think about, right? ALGORAND, very, very messy looking. You can see how much like manipulation that's going on, and I think the whales are peeking in. But it was a good dip, right? Again, like I mentioned, 160 to 152 was the dip, right? I know some of my friends here on YouTube actually bought the dip. So congrats to you guys. But something to think about, is this the right time to incur risk right now? It seems like we are reversing down right now. So as you know, as we approach back to 160 to 150 again, that's a dip again, right? Shiba Inu is just kind of sleeping right now. Like my dog Finnegan, he's sleeping right now. He was watching TV with me last night. So he just fell asleep on the couch. I think he's still on the couch right now downstairs. So with respect to Shiba Inu right now, it's at 40, so basically 50 out of 70. So I think we still have some room to fall down to, again, right, the 2750 to the 900 from here as we fall back down to more of a normalized level. With respect to the risk management levels, so dollar cost average at, as we deplete back down to the RSI of below 35, right, as we preliminary cross that golden cross section, right, with the MACD line crossing the signal line upward, that's the perfect timing for us to incur risk. And these are levels just to simplify for you guys to identify how we should be maneuvering through the cycles going forward. So hopefully this is helpful. I definitely sound very different. I feel like the more I talk, the more nasally and the older I sound. I guess that's a good thing, I guess, right? So really appreciate you for joining me this Saturday morning. And I'm probably just gonna get some breakfast now, and stop talking for a little bit. But I think I'll be fine. I think I probably need to get like a humidifier or something, or like some sort of like a vapor machine at home. I feel like maybe it's because of the fact that I'm sleeping next to the heat every night, that it just kind of dries me out completely. It's not that I'm sleeping with my mouth open, which I try not to, but I don't know. When I'm asleep, how do you know if you're like opening your mouth or not opening your mouth because you're dead asleep, right? I'm not having like sleeping problem. I sleep just fine. It's just that I wake up really dry all the time, and it must be the fact that I sleep next to the heat so close, right? It's literally next to my face, because I put the bed next to my against the window. So maybe that's the reason. So probably having a humidifier in my room or around the household might make sense for me. But yeah, anyways, I might go on some Amazon shopping later today, and see how that goes from here. So really appreciate you, and stay tuned for some come up. Take care.